With the election only weeks away, everyone wants to know the latest poll numbers, but why do the numbers bounce around so much? Until Wednesday, one poll had Donald Trump leading Hillary Clinton, which is at odds with practically every other poll. The New York Times looked into it and found that one 19-year-old Illinois man could be distorting national polling averages. Here to give us a little bit of a window into how this works is our CBS News Elections Director, Anthony Salvanto. All right, so we've heard about how one poll can influence national averages and even one respondent can affect things. How does that work? Keeping in mind, you got to keep it simple for me, Anthony. The numbers can be complicated.
Please, it gets confusing for all of us. Look, taking an average can be a nice idea when you have a lot of data, right? It's one way of summing things up. But I often say that it's better to pick a poll that you trust. Find somebody whose polling approach and who's modeling what they think the electorate looks like, and look hard at that, because every poll is an individual, and it's an individual design, how they've reached out to people, what kinds of questions they've asked. So when you look at polling averages, that's nice. You can get a general sense of things. However, remember that if some of those polls are very different, if those polls are done very differently, then that average is going to reflect some of that difference and, yes, some of that noise.
So then, Anthony, how do they say that one person can influence the whole national polling scene?
Well, what happened was they were taking an average of a lot of polls. In one of those polls, there was a respondent, and sometimes this happens, that was getting what they call a lot of weight. Now, every poll has a bunch of people who represent many, many other people, right? There's going to be hundreds of millions of people out there, but a poll has about 1,000. So you're representing people. Well, if you don't get enough of any one particular type of person, that person can count for too much in the poll. So if they swing one way or another, the poll swings too much. And you don't really want that to happen very often. Everybody gets a weight, but not a very disproportionate one. And so that's what can happen if you don't talk to enough different kinds of people, even within your poll.
All right, the methods matter. Anthony Salvanto, thank you so much.
Sure.